I'm gonna make you guys probably the best snack on the face of this planet. All you need, a little bread, apple, some peanut butter. Can't really go wrong with any of the 3 core ingredients here. So first, you get a little toast going in here. Gotta make sure toast is not burnt, but is also crisp enough to really complement the creaminess of the peanut butter and the sweetness of the apple. So I usually pop my toast up and down about 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I really get it right. So while the toast is cooking, come up here. I got Kroger brand peanut butter because I'm broke and Jif wasn't on sale. Ideally you want to go with Jif because Skippy is trash. You're just going to cut this apple up here nice and thin like into some little apple chips here. Just slice it up. Now you got to make sure your knife nice and sharp. That way you don't get any tearing here in the apple. Because you'll see if I take a blade that is not worthy of the apple, it's not a clean cut. See right there, very rigid, dirty looking cut. I don't know if that's focusing. Where here, nice and smooth. So this snack is great because it's just really fucking good, to be honest. And in the meantime, while this toast, not quite done yet, you can see still very, very flimsy. The peanut butter along with the apple will be too much of a load for that particular toast there to handle. So, in the meantime, I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened at the gym yesterday. So I've been working out a few years now. Been around the gym a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm the most knowledgeable, but or professional, if that's even a thing. But I've been around. I know my stuff. Been powerlifting a couple years, and I'm a trainer. So I'm not a noob, but I'm always willing to learn and help people out, or have somebody help me out. At the gym, getting a little bench press going. This bread is coming along nice here. Just popped it out. That's what we're going to be looking for. Nice golden brown there. So, getting a little bench press going at the gym. There's a kid next to me, probably about my age, also bench pressing. I'm like, alright, he's got his wrist straps on, he's got his little elbow sleeves, and he's got about 200 pounds on the bar. not chump weight, but it's not. He lifts, right? So he asked me for a lift off. Yeah, bro, yeah, for sure. Can give you a little lift off here. You want me to hang around and spot you as well? He says, yeah, I'm going for about 12 to 20 reps. Okay, that's kind of a pretty broad range, but fair enough. Sometimes you miss grooves, sometimes you don't know how it's going to feel. So, like, all right, bro, like, count me down, give you a lift off here. And he says, yeah, I'm going to pause a couple times, so if I pause on my chest, don't freak out. Like, all right, I get it. I myself usually only ever do pause bench press, given that I've done a lot of powerlifting. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I've done it. Come down, stop the bar, press up, right? So he starts going. He starts the countdown before he even lays down on the bench. So he's sitting up, says 3 before he's even laying down. And I say, okay, quick countdown here coming. 3, 2, 1. And I go to give him the lift off. And he's not lifting. So he's asking me essentially to hand him the weight. And I know from experience, when you lift somebody off, you don't yank it and throw it onto them. You kind of guide them out. So whatever. Lift off is a little, I gotta pull up, basically hand the weight to him. He starts going. And this kid, he might be getting like 3 degrees in range of motion here in his elbows. He's coming down and he's basically just bouncing off his chest. So fast I really couldn't even count. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be one of these. Whatever, the kid, it's the way the kid lifts. He's doing his own thing, not hurting anybody. So he's going, and then he smokes the rack. And from there, he comes back down, gets a couple more, and now he's starting to do little pauses, like a normal pause. Come down, about second and a half, press up. And he's getting like 3/4 now range of motion, so he's going big time. And then he just drops onto his chest and shakes his head like this. And so I give him a second. I'm like, maybe he's trying to like press off, but he gives me this head shake. And he's sitting there with his face like this, eyes wide, on the bench. And I'm like, okay, and he's not moving the weight. And it's sitting there for like 3 or 4 seconds now. So I bend over to pull it off. He said, no. Okay, bro. No problem. I don't know what the head shake was for, but you go. So he goes, drops it down, and he's like doing like a 12-second pause now on his chest. And he's coming down, holding, and I'm not exaggerating. Up. Okay. Re-racks the weight. And I tell him, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry about the mix-up. I just saw you like shake your head, and you were sitting there with the weight on your chest. Oh yeah. It's because I had hit the rack. That's why I shook my head. I'm like, you did that like 3 reps ago, but whatever, fair enough. And basically, the point to this story is that I had a conversation with the kid before. We were saying how it sucks when somebody spots you and they steal a rep. And in my eyes, it does suck. Especially, or really, in my eyes, only going for 1 rep max. If you're going for a PR, this person yanks the weight off of you, or pulls the weight up, and you're moving it. I mean, you're pretty justified to be mad, but still, you're asking somebody to take time out of their day to spot you. But when you're not clear on how you're lifting, but to do something like that, drop the bar on your camera died. Long story short, peanut butter and apple toast is the best thing on the face of the planet. And don't be a gym dick.